and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mrs. Morrison. If you are new, please do stick around. I wanted to do just a short video today to talk about 3 principles that I live by to keep myself calm, happy, content with life, and I just wanted to share them with you because they really do work. So the first one is honesty. I am a true believer of being honest, telling the truth. That doesn't mean dobbing people in, but if you were called upon to shed some light on a situation, I would always say be honest, tell the truth, exactly what you saw or heard, but really it's not wise to interpret anything or trust somebody else's judgment or their words that they may have told you of a situation. I know that we live in an imperfect world and people they lie. There's this phrase, white lies, which are meant to be good lies, but in my honest opinion, once you lie, you have to lie again, and then you have to lie again, because you suddenly made up a story, but you haven't. It's like you've thought of the meat, but you haven't really put the bones in place for it to work, you know. So it's was that a really bad illustration? Basically, yeah. Honesty is the best policy. We've all heard that one before, and it really is. I am the kind of person that I would never say something behind someone's back that I wouldn't say to their face, and if confronted I would always admit if I had said something, and I have done that in the past. I will admit it, I've said things, but I've always then, when the person's approached me and said, I hear this has been said, I have put my hands up and said, yeah, I'm going to be honest, I said that, but I want to tell you why I said that. And I'm not in any way a malicious person. I just, like I said, we are imperfect. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. Sometimes in the heat of the moment things come out and we didn't realise or want it to sound like the way that it came out. But the fact is, if you say you didn't say something that you know full well you did, you then have that sort of worry hanging over you, that sort of anxiety, and, well, if they suddenly ask me this, what could I say then? You know, one thing I hate is when people say that I lied. I really detest being labelled or branded, or somebody just, you know, casually dropping in that I didn't say that properly. I didn't quite tell the full story, because that's just not me. That's not me. I'm a very honest person, and I can honestly say that is just something that I just feel that if you are always real, and you're always true to yourself, and you're always honest in all things, you've got nothing to worry about, because if anything comes back, more questions, your story is the same. 10 years later, if someone wants to bring that back up again, you know full well what happened, because you didn't make it up 10 years ago. You didn't try and cover your back. So be honest. Be honest with yourself, be honest with others. Don't by any means be hurtful. You know, if somebody says, does this dress look nice on me? Don't go and say, no, you look really ugly, take it off, that is ridiculous. You know, have some tact, but be honest. If somebody wants your honest opinion, you give them your honest opinion. If somebody wants your help with a situation or a serious matter, you just be honest. It is the best way, and you can live your life with a clean conscience and less anxiety, which is perfect for me because I suffer with anxiety, and anything for my life to be less anxious and grey is very good for me. So. Number 2 is forgiveness. This is a really hard thing to do, I will admit it. There have been times when I have been hurt so bad, and I honestly thought, how am I supposed to forgive that person? Like, how do you forgive somebody who does that? And I've done it before. I've even asked the question, how am I supposed to forgive that? Like, really? But the fact is, forgiveness to others is allowing yourself to move on. And that's how you've got to look at it. If I forgive them, I can move on. Because as long as you hold this resentment, this grudge against somebody, it can always come back at you. You can always, you know, you'll be in the same room as them and you'll always look at them and be like, yeah, they did this and that. But if you can honestly say, do you know what? They did it and I don't care anymore. Done with. I forgive them. It's just so much easier on yourself. And I know people that are holding on. Even now, things happened like 10 years ago. And I just realised I said 10 years in the last illustration, but this is true. This is like 10 years ago something happened, and the person is still holding on to their resentment, their anger, and all it has done is make them miserable. on a daily basis they're still angry and upset and trying to figure out why this person did this and why this person did that and why did this person help them or not help them. And honestly, if they just said, you know what, they've moved on, they've moved on, they've moved on, I need to move on, just forgive. It's not easy. It's not easy. And I know also I have to live with I go like to work and I go, so like people say to me, I remember when this person did this, I'll never forgive them for that. And I just think, well, then you're the one holding on to something, because they're not. They've moved on, they're happy, they're living their life. You're holding on to something that brought you down. It made you miserable and unhappy. Just forget it. Just throw it away. Get rid of it and move on and be happy. And I have been practicing this because of the situation that I was in some years back when I was really hurt by some people. And the only way I was able to move on, I mean, I held on to that for years. But when I finally let go, when I finally said, I think I can forgive them now and move on and be done with it, I don't even care anymore. I mean, I can be in the same room as those people and I just think, your problem now. I'm happy. I've moved on. You know, you carry on, you know. So it's very hard. It is a very hard thing to do, depending on the situation. But forgiveness is key, I think, or at least trying to move on and push something aside and let go. Just let go of things. That really does help. And the third thing is the all-important LOVE, love. We are all capable of love, whether it's a brotherly love, or, you know, I love you as a friend, or I really intimately love you, or I love how this looks. We all are capable of loving things and people, and I think we just need to remember that we are all living in this world, an imperfect, horrible world, and we will do things wrong, and we will say things wrong, and we won't make the right choices sometimes, and we might walk out the door with odd socks on and lipstick all over our teeth, but somebody loves that person. Somebody out there loves that person for who they are. So really, I think love is just so important. You know, I just think when you're feeling low, it's nice to know somebody loves you. And when you show love, you feel love. And I mean, I don't want to sound like a soppy, broken record or anything, but love really does make the world go round. It really does. And I mean, I love my family. I would never want to be apart from them. Not recently, but last year I think it was, I wanted to move to Australia. But I couldn't bear the thought of not being with my family. So even though I'd gone, right, I'm doing it at the end of the year, I'm going to take 3 months out, I didn't, because I couldn't be without my family. I knew ultimately, as a family girl, somebody close to their family, I had to be around them. Because I love them so much. And then I met my husband and I fell in love, and that was a completely different kind of love. And honestly, I'm a happier person because I choose to be loving to people, and I choose love over hate. I mean, where's the fun in hating somebody? Where is the fun in having anger and doubt? And nah. Love people and be positive. So yeah, I think that was what I wanted to say. But those are the 3 principles that I really strongly advise people stick to. Honesty, forgiveness and love. 3 big important things that really do have effects on our lives. So I do really think that it's important that we practice them in the right way. So that is all from me. I really hope I've said everything, because I feel like there was so much more I wanted to say, especially on the subject of love. I should have been able to just go on and on and on and on and on about that one, but I don't know. I guess in the heat of the moment, with the camera on me, I've gone a bit like, I've had a mind blank. Anyway, you know, you know what I mean? That's cool. That's what I've said. Yeah. So those 3 principles: honesty, forgiveness, love. Remember those, because I've practiced them and they've made me a more calm, happy, easygoing, laid back, loving person, and we all want to be like that. Oh, and don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I just realised that makes me sound like, oh, you know, I'm perfect because I do all this and you should do it too. No way am I perfect. No. These are just things that help me. Qualities that I think are much better for you than some other qualities that people really do tend to grasp hold of. So I'm going to go now because I really feel like I am just blabbing on, and yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, tell all your friends, and yeah, that will be it from me. So I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you in the next one. Do what,